We don't read rules, we skim and pray. Forget your list, we built ours yesterday. We came for war, but stayed for the skits. We measure with vibes and commit to the bits. March off the tactics. We deploy with flair, then fall to bits. March off the tactics. Our win rate's low, but our war is lit. March off the tactics.
A special thank you to Logan's Lair for hosting us. Play games, buy and sell used miniatures. Come visit Logan's Lair in Port Credit, Mississauga, Ontario. Links below.
The world was different. Nations rose and fell and rose again. But hunger, that never changed. As the sun set on the Bridge of the Fallen, Count Attila von Karstein chuckled to himself.
How ironic. The bridge on which I stopped the Orcish hordes and earned my title. The bridge that was sanctified by my blood. The very bridge where I first drew the attention of the great Count Vlad von Karstein is all that stands between me and my beloved Musion.
The slack-jawed zombies at his side failed to respond.
How like the peasants to show a lack of social grace.
Suddenly, his eyes narrowed. There, across the bridge, mounted barbarians bearing wolf's head banners marched towards his glorious army. A cold smile that failed to reach his dead eyes slowly spread across his face.
Oh, how thoughtful. A warm meal to ease my journey.
Welcome to More Talk Than Tactics. I am your host Attila, and without wasting your time, let's jump right into it. Now, this is our first battle report. We do use the Renegade faction pack for some more vampiric goodness. So, starting off with the Vampire Army list, been dead since 6th ed. We have my General, a Vampire Count, who's a level 2 wizard with full plate armor, Abyssal Terror, Crown of the Damned, Lore Familiar, Biting Blade, Master of the Black Arts, Dark Acolyte, and Delusion. He will be raising zombies, and lots of them. Or, trying to. We have a Necromantic Acolyte, Heinrich Kimmler Jr., who's a level 2 wizard on foot, with the Sceptre of De Noirot, a spell familiar, and of course running dark magic. We have 23 Graveguard, full command, with great weapons. We have 2 units of zombies and 6 Blood Knights with full command, barding, shield, and full plate, and they have the Drakenhof banner. Now, facing off against my noble vampiric army, we have the barbaric, the quite often smelly and noisy Order of the White Wolf, led by their general Tim. Now, he has a Grand Master, who is of course Order of the White Wolf. That will be the general with a barded warhorse and the talisman of protection and the twice blessed armor. There is a Priest of Ulric, who has the Witch Hunter's Ward and the Ring of Tal. There's a Chapter Master with full plate armor and a wolf hammer and a barded warhorse. For core, there's going to be 5 Inner Circle Knights of the White Wolf with wolf hammers, shields, full plate armor, and they have the Inner Circle Preceptor, so champion, who has the armor of meteoric iron and the ruby ring of ruin, standard bearer and musician. 5 Empire Knights of the White Wolf. Again, there's going to be a full command, wolf hammers, heavy armor, drilled, stubborn. And then we have specials. We have 7 Tutigen Guard, or Tutijin, Tutu Gogen, Tutu 17 Guard, with wolf hammers, full plate, Guardians of the Temple. Of course, they have full command. 3 Demigryph Knights with full command, and 7 Pistoliers with full command. Now, those are our lists. Who will win, the noble vampiric horde or the smelly dogmen of the Empire? Let's find out.
Turn 1.
Turn 1. A very exciting turn for the vampire counts. Very, very eventful. Everything moved forward. Okay, specifics. The necromancer Heinrich Kimmler spoke harsh, guttural, unnatural words, tore dark magic from the wind, and summoned 4 zombies. 4. and then failed to cast Hellish Vigor, which was a very strong start. The Graveguard marched up the center, while the zombies and the Blood Knights took up the flanks. Let's see where this goes. Empire turn 1, just as exciting. So the whole Empire army marches forward with ranks of the Tutagin, the guard people, in the center chanting war hymns, while flanked by the giant chicken demigryphs and the pistoliers. The inner circle champion points his ring at the Graveguard, and a great fireball bursts forth, and not that much, honestly. The ruby ring has 9 hits, 4 wounds, and 2 Graveguard die. Here's a prediction: they're gonna come back.
Turn 2.
Vampire accounts top of turn 2, and Heinrich Kemmler Jr. actually does something. Being ashamed of his performance, he uses his dark powers and brings back 2 Graveguard, surprising no one. He also brings back 4 zombies, so, yay! Very exciting so far. However, when it actually counts and tries to cast Hellish Vigor, he barely casts on a 7, and just the Graveguard are affected. Not very special. However, Count Attila, not to be outdone, casts Column of Crystal on an 11. The cult of Ulric prays to their deity and succeeds in their dispel. Now just to clarify, my opponent walked to my side of the table, looked me dead in the eyes, rolled the dice, and walked away, and rolled a 12. This magic phase is... Empire turn 2, and just as exciting, everything moves forward. Yes, you were all surprised. However, something interesting did happen. The youthful Pistoliers were way too impetuous, failed their leadership, and tried to charge the Blood Knights, because, that's a smart choice. But they rolled a 7 to charge and couldn't even make it in. And because of the difficult terrain, the vampires also couldn't make it in. However, to make up for this, the inner circle champion couldn't even cast Fireball with his ruby ring this time. So, yeah. I guess vampires aren't the only ones that suck. Turn 3 and things finally get interesting. So vampire account starting off with Heinrich drawing on the dark powers once again to redeem himself, and he casts Hellish Vigor on a 10. And the Empire makes no attempt to dispel. Fantastic. Next he casts Battle Lust on the Graveguard on a 12, and also raises 4 zombies. So yeah, all in all, a good turn for Kemmler. The Graveguard charge the Tutagin Guard and kill half a dozen men on the first round of combat alone. Now for reference, they had 17 attacks, re-rolling misses to hit, and 6s due to some Empire item shenanigans. They kill only 6 of the guard, and in return, the 2 Graveguard are smashed by the Tutagin, who then pass their leadership and move back a massive 2 inches. So once again, 17 attacks, re-rolling misses, and they kill 6 Empire. I'm not mad. Just a game. Just a game. Now all is not lost yet. On the left flank, the Blood Knights sally forth and charge the Pistoliers, who cowardly flee and miss all of their shots. The Blood Knights then crash into the demigryphs, the giant chickens, and wound them somewhat. They have 13 attacks from the Blood Knights, 6 from the horses, 2 from the Wight Lord, and 1 from his horse. And all in all, they cause 2 wounds. In return, the chickens all but wipe out the Blood Knights. Not ideal. Empire turn 3, and everything does not work out for the vampire accounts at all. The Tutti Frutti Guard in the middle completely crush the Graveguard, who unfortunately all crumble and only cause no wounds back. 0. Not a 1. On the left flank, the giant chickens and the knights destroy the remaining blood knights. And, well, lock the count in combat. And the banner bearer. So, that's game, because we're gonna run away.
We lost the match, forgot our spell. Our general fell into a wishing well. But dang it all, we told a tale with plastic trees and epic fails. More talk than tactics. With dice aside and chaos reigns. More talk than tactics. Our minis are cool, our plans deranged. Subscribe or roll a natural one on life. To Rafe on life. Subscribe or roll a natural one on life. On life. Subscribe or roll a natural one on life. To raise, subscribe or roll a natural one on life. On life.